Good morning. This is Bill from Out of Europe in Naples on a day when I've got construction equipment beeping over there. You know, I'm going to be really happy when they're done with this thing. It's supposed to be these ultimate garages or something it's called. It's, you know, this 3-story bank vault of a building where guys are going to buy condos for their Lamborghini Huracans and Aston Martin DB4s, and you know, they're all going to meet in there and smoke cigars, they light with $100 bills and laugh, you know, from the belly about things. And I can't wait. It should be fun to meet those guys. Anyway, I have this 2002 Ford Thunderbird. You know, there's something about these Ford Thunderbirds that make me think of becoming a riverboat gambler, where I'd drive around, I'd have some kind of a suit on with one of those ties with the little medallion and sticks hanging down, and I'd, you know, command, you know, valets to take their hands off my Thunderbird. And there's something, anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let me get into the car. This is the 11th generation Ford Thunderbird. That's 11th generation. Came out in 1955, the first one. And this 11th in the series was supposed to emulate that car, which it did fantastically. If you remember, there was a real retro modern craze going on in the early 2000s with the, you know, the PT Cruiser, the Beetle, the Mini, that sort of thing. And frankly, the Thunderbird was really terrifically done in terms of emulating that original look of the 1955 car. You know, long in the front, swept down in the back. The styling cues are all there, and it's just a beautiful car to look at. It really and truly is. I mean, when you pull up somewhere, 8 feet of Thunderbird arrives before you do, and it's got this little cabin and this big trunk. I mean, Detroit hasn't wasted real estate like this in decades. You know, when they came out, people speculated on them. You know, they sold like hotcakes for a very brief period, and then all of a sudden they didn't. You know, the numbers dwindled, and Ford sort of went into a panic. They started discounting them, and this did limit production, which has become a good thing because there are still quite a few well-preserved low-mileage examples out there like this one, and they are going to climb in value because, you know, Ford just didn't sell as many of these cars as they thought they would. Back in 1955, they sold a ton of them. You know, they brought it out in a hurry to compete with the Corvette, even if it wasn't really supposed to be a sports car, and there was no competition at all. Ford outsold the Corvette by like 10 to 1 in terms of Thunderbirds versus, you know, the plastic Chevy. They just sold a ton of these things, and they became, you know, sort of a legend in the car world. And what a great name Thunderbird is, and man, it was almost not. I mean, some of them, they considered a lot of names for this thing. Autocrat, Hawaiian, Tropical. You know, there were all kinds of terrible names that, thank God, didn't go on the car. Apparently it was named after some motel somewhere out in Arizona that one of the designers stayed at or something. So anyway, really neat stuff. Look at those big rocket thruster taillights, you know, sort of emulating the original space age lights. It's got, you know, the premium package, so it's got those beautiful chrome wheels, the lovely Thunderbird script on the back. This one's finished in ceramic white with black leather. It's a very nice combo. And I've got to say that this is the nicest one that I have seen. I deal in these things fairly frequently. I buy every nice low mileage one I come across. And this one got traded in at Mercedes-Benz of Bonita. And I just went crazy for it the minute that I saw it. You know, I loved the color combination, loved that it had the hard top, loved the cosmetic condition of it, the mechanical condition, the fact that it had its, you know, stand for the hard top, the top cover in the back, the hard top tool still with it. I could tell that this has been owned by a really classy guy, probably kept for an investment that he just sort of said, the hell with it, I'm getting myself an SL and moving on. Anyway, you can see the, again, the tip of the hat to the early birds with the chrome grille with the fog lights down low. You've got the Thunderbird blue logo here that harkens back to the 50s, the big round headlamps, the hood scoop, you know, sort of simulating sportiness, which really it's not supposed to be at all. I mean, the thing is a boulevard cruiser. That's what it's all about. It's got uniroyals on there. I mean, I love that. What a great choice of tire, Tiger Paws for the Thunderbird. I love the chrome strip around the windshield, lovely styling cue. The way they've raked the windshield back, you got this big long expansive dash. Again, there it is. That's the part of the car there that shows up before you do. So 8 long feet. Absolutely cool stuff. All right, let's start inside the trunk. I could ramble on and on about this stuff. So to do that, we're gonna press the little remote. And here we go. So you can see it's got a nice size trunk, although it is a bit shallow. So if you've got really deep cargo, you probably want to take the SUV. That thing up there is a dash mat that came with it. I think the guy liked keeping it protected. See the original floor mats here. Underneath this panel, I don't know if I want to get in there, but anyway, you got a battery and your spare tire. All very nice stuff, very simple. And lovely in the way it's put together, proper, perfect. You can see this one has all the VIN stickers. This is nice for collectability. They used to do this on the Mercedes. But anyway, all the panels have the original VIN sticker on them, which, you know, they did for theft and insurance reasons. But for collectors, it's nice to know that the, you know, it's never been smashed and not recorded. So, you know, all the original sheet metals on the car. Very, very nice stuff. And of course, this top, when the cover here folds up and can go in the trunk. In fact, we'll do that in a minute because I want you to see the soft top. And since I've started doing videos here at the shop, it's nice because with these removable hardtop cars, I can just hit pause and then command some employees to hoist the hardtop, put it on, and insert it into the video. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, here it is, 3.9 liter V8. Very, very interesting engine in this car, about 252 horse. You know, there are some complaints that these cars weren't particularly good at anything in turn, like they're not, you know, a stoplight to stoplight racer. They don't have the power for that. They're not made to handle corners. And you know what? All that is fine. This is a Jaguar platform, essentially, that they built this car on, with kind of a Jaguar V8, although, you know, very much a corporate Ford thing at this point. And it works perfectly for the Thunderbird. It gives it just enough oomph to cruise the boulevard without, you know, lagging. You know, you got V8 power, which is good enough. You got a 5-speed automatic transmission with shifts nice. This car is about cruising, and that it does extremely well. So anyway, on this low mileage example, you can see everything's mint under here. Never seen a salty day anywhere. You know, all the plating is as it should be. Everything lovely. We didn't even detail the engine. I mean, maybe you dusted it off, but it just came in immaculate. Everything lovely under there. All right, I tell you what, let's pull off this, I'll get in first. We'll do the inside first. So here you see beautiful, rich black leather contrasting with the very nice ceramic white outside. You've got these lovely, comfortable, lazy boy looking power, semi-power, the recline is manual. But you can see the absolutely exceptional lack of patina on the seats. Very nice soft leather, lovely to the touch. Part of the expense of these cars, and they were not cheap. They were, you know, 40 grandish, was the fine materials that they used. Back here, oh God, let me do this one-handed. You know, again, traditional Thunderbird stuff. Nice little package shelf. I got some dust in here. It's not the detailer's fault for once. I just left the top down for a while outside with the construction next door. There's crap blowing around. But anyway, you got your speakers here, your Thunderbird logo there. It's just all very cool and very unique, and is part of what's going to make this thing a future collectible. I love the door panels, again, the way they harken to the original. The beautiful brushed aluminum in there with the door pulls. You've got your power windows and locks. And, you know, all this is corporate Ford, so it's going to stay working. This is the same stuff they put in a, you know, the same year Escort, and it works fine. This is for the trunk release, which can be locked. You got a nice little map pocket down there to put your switchblade in. I'll hop in here. Let me get the key out of my pocket so I don't have to go into contortions to do it in a minute. We'll see what we got. In fact, let's just fire it up. Oh boy. There goes the keys. Okay, you can see the minute I stick the key in, the wheel goes down. It had given me that sort of easy entry setup where it rises and lowers. Oh, stop beeping, for the love of God. I don't know what it is about cars. They just, if you don't get in them first and put your seatbelt on and then start it, they just beep and beep and beep and beep. Okay, anyway, here we go. So, very retro modern dashboard with the white face gauges. You see just 37,000 miles on the clock of this one. Fantastic. Beautiful perforated leather on the top, leather around the side, steering wheel with some multi-function stuff for the radio and presumably a telephone of some sort. You got automatic headlights there with timer control. You got your dimmer. You got traction control down there if you want to turn that off and do donuts in a wet parking lot. You got all these vents, which are nice. You've got the Alpine in-dash CD player still works. Great sound out of that. Gator Countries. Now, you know what? It's an improvement from what they normally listen to back there. But for the love of God. All right, let's find something worth listening to here. I don't know. We'll go this way. There we go. Michael Jackson. How do you go wrong with Michael Jackson? Anyway, there's in-dash climate control, all very nice stuff. You've got hot side hot, cool side cool. You could have his and hers. That'll save a marriage. You got a very standard, you know, cigarette lighter there. Looks like an actual true cigarette lighter. Of course, the car's never been smoked in, but I shouldn't say of course. You never know. Could have been a riverboat gambler. Let's turn that down. He'd definitely be smoking cigars. This will turn on and off the passenger airbag. You got a second 12-volt outlet there. This is nothing. Very nice leather and chrome shift knob with your, you know, gears. You've got very simple cup holders here that aren't going to break like in a Mercedes. A neat little center console. Perfect place to put your compact 9mm or your Walther PPK. Over here in the glove box, if I could reach, you see we got the original book set, the original hardtop tool, all very nice. Love the Thunderbird script on the, I'll turn that off so it doesn't give me wind noise. The Thunderbird script on the dash panel there, the airbag. You know, there's a simplicity to it, but there is a fineness of materials that's really nice. The soft material on the dash, you know, the way everything fits together. They really did put it in with good quality. We also got mirrors over here. You know, whatever. It's all very nice. All right, let me open the trunk, get the soft top cover off. We'll let it beep at us for a minute. And then we'll put up the fabric soft top. Then I'm going to pause it. We're going to put on the factory hard top and have a look at that. Okay, so this thing comes off. You flip it over this way, and if you're one guy, you hope it stays while you go around here. And then you can, from underneath here, pull out a little elastic thing. Snap it in. All right, now that's going to stay together. And it's surprisingly heavy, this top. And a little bit unwieldy when you're just doing it left-handed. So, okay, so there you go. That fits in the trunk. Now your soft top is free. I also like to raise this guy so that it doesn't, I don't have to move it back again. So now we're gonna lift it up. You can see it comes up from the rear. Very quickly and very simply goes into place. You lift that handle and then you can raise your windows as such. All very nice. So now you can see it's got a fabric soft top with a beautiful headliner. Lovely. You got a glass rear window. Very, very nice. And let's have a quick look at how that looks with the top up. You can see it's a fabric top. Again, yeah, glass rear window, all very nice. The stitching, perfect. You know, this thing has obviously been stowed most of the time. When I got the car, it had the hard top on. And I'm sure that's just the way it was going. So everything nice there. And I like the way the black contrasts with the white. You know, very, very nice in this car. So anyway, I'm going to pause it there. We're going to get the hard top on it, give you a look at that. And then we'll get it back down and go for a spin. All Alright, so here it is with the hardtop up and in place. You can see the famous and magical portholes there at the back. You know, I like the way this car has been tinted. You know, that's good for down here in Florida. You know, if you don't like it, we can peel it off for you, but I do like it, and I like that they tinted the portholes. I give them extra credit for that. You can see it just looks great with that. A very, very vintage look, very, very cool. I love the glass rear window with defrost. It just becomes a proper coupe. It really and truly does. And very, very unique looking. You know, there just is nothing else on the road that looks like this final era retro modern Thunderbird, and the hardtop's a must. You know, it became an option on the cars. It was expensive, so you know, as Ford tried to sell more of them later on, you could do it without the hardtop. But if you're buying one of these for posterity, you want to put one in the garage for collectability, you should really have the hardtop. It just looks great. So anyway, I'm gonna get the hardtop back off, back on its stand. We'll get the top back down, go for a spin. Alright, so hard top back up, top down, cruising style, let's go for a spin. I even like the way they've embossed the Thunderbird logo into the seats, all very cool. Alright, so key in again. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what the car damn well wants me to do for once. Get my seatbelt on while it's still off and not beeping. Close the door. Now let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to beep at me. If it does, God help it. No, look at that. Oh, very nice. Thank God. Okay. So, let's just go for a drive. Look at that, we got CLKs flying around again. We'll probably be doing a video on that one soon. I know, everyone's sick to death of the CLK videos. They sell. You hear that nice little healthy growl out of that 8-cylinder. Very straightforward driving this car. Nice steering feel. I love the way that windshield is so raked forward, and man, it's just all very cool. I even like the little thin rear view mirror frame. Just make sure we don't crash. Off we go. So very nice throttle response from this car, and you know, really instant torque from that V8 when you hit the throttle. You know, if people are crying that it's underpowered, again, they must be wanting to do some kind of drag strip thing, because it's certainly adequate in terms of getting up and moving this car boulevard cruiser style. I love the way you got that big long hood in front of you with the bulge in the middle, all very classic. Just nice and simple. So there it is. I mean, you know, that's quick enough to 60. You know, moves up there in a hurry. And shifts nice and smooth, lovely steering feel, you know, good brakes, they just feel proper, you know, nice big assisted discs. And I'm ready to cruise the boulevard. I want to pull in somewhere and get a cheeseburger, you know, have a waitress on roller skates come up and spin around. It's just a lovely way to get around town. I'm in no particular hurry. You know, I'm looking good, people looking over at it, they think it's stylish. Enough time has passed, a lot of people don't remember this car, and it still looks very current and cool today. So, you know, look, if you want something incredibly fun to drive, you know, stylistically, and, you know, want to have a bit of collectability in your car and, you know, a simplicity to it, then you could do a lot worse than this 11th generation Thunderbird. They're really very rewarding and a lot of fun to own. So if you have an interest, give us a call, 239-298-8000, on the web at aenaples.com. And again, this is an 02, 37,000-mile Mercedes-Benz Bonita trade-in. Yeah, what can you say? Ceramic white outside, black leather inside, hard top, chrome wheels. It's a real sweetheart. Thanks so much for having a look. We appreciate it. We'll see you with the next one. Take care.